Already. Already. Not prepared once again for today. Okay. So, I'll be honest, I am prepared, but I am not prepared at the same time. So, let's just call it that. As it is, because that's what it is. Excuse me. Hello, you guys. I'm here. Welcome. I'm available. I am talking to you all. I've been having a lot of issues with my mixer and my audio stuff recently. One thing I have noticed is in the last stream, we had some issues in regards to audio just not showing up correctly or being off. I am sorry that we didn't do a audio check or a mic check at first at the beginning of the last stream, to be able to go over that. So for this stream, I will I mean, like, we're gonna have a mic check as well once people start getting in here and getting set up. I have another 30 minutes or so to kind of just talk with you guys here in the stream before that happens. So listening to some beautiful music at the same time, because we love very good music. And kind of like just go over everything that I've been planning right now and going over the basics. So let's talk about what happened at the session of last session before we jump in and talk with everyone in the group. And a couple of the things that have been mentioned to me specifically based upon last session as well that needs to be addressed this session. So we'll go over each character and talk about their backstory. Not necessarily fully on their backstory, but we're going to talk about where they started, where they were birthed, and where they're going on from there. As of right now, I don't think I have many location names, so I do not have that information for you guys. There is one person who does have location names, and I'm excited to state those today, because we're getting somewhere. We're getting places, you guys. We're getting somewhere. I love it. So give me a second to pull up my my Google Docs here with all the information that I have. And yep, there's that. There's okay, the main one that I need to do is this one, because there is some stuff I gotta read through this. Actually, I'll just do this really quick here. We'll go open a new tab. Perfect. And then world. Cool. Alright, so one of the things that my players have asked me since the last time was there wasn't a whole lot of information given out about, like, the backstory behind why some of the places were the way they were. And I agree. I needed to go more in depth with those, unless if the players wanted to create their own kind of avenue for it. Unfortunately, they told me specifically that they did not want to. They felt like it was more important for me to explain certain things on the map geography-wise and have me explain that stuff to them specifically. So, like, as an example, why is Vaxis now a city-state within the last, 5-ish, maybe 4-ish years? Vaxis actually was born only 2 years ago, as an example. So, why was Vaxis born? Like, what caused Vaxis to be the current state of what it is? And what happened to Feldrin, as an example, because of it? Another one is Margna. Margna was a very big setting point for some players, specifically one of them, who was born there, and they had issues in regards to battles that happened around the area, and, you know, I need to explain that, so they felt like it was not very DM-ish of a person who is a DM to give a player more power into building the battle idea. And, you know, I gave players an option. I said, hey, you can do whatever you want to. You got to give me a good reason behind why your character is doing that. I'll float with everyone else kind of in that sense of things to kind of see what they agree with and what they disagree with, and we'll go from there. But I didn't really get anything at all from them. So I have to delve deep into Margna, and because I have to delve deep into Margna, I also have to delve deep more into Relincore as well, because those are the two that are really the counterpoints in between both. You have the counterpoint of Margna and why Margna is what it is, and then you have the counterpoint of Relincore and why Relincore is the way it is, and why would the dwarves essentially go into Margna and wage war against Relincore, or rage war against Margna for Relincore. Like, you'd have to give that information. And I think since Fararuk is, the jungles of Fararuk, as an example, are right next to that of Margna, I have to explain a little bit about Fararuk and what changed there. And the last one I didn't really get into is Balingreth. And Balingreth is actually pretty straightforward. I kind of explain a little bit more in the baseline of Feldrin, as an example. So a lot of people will be able to get what's going on with that. So as well as today, we're going to be answering, like, not just you guys in the stream are going to ask questions, if you guys have questions as well, but as well as my players are going to be asking me questions about the world before I go into that specific thing, just to kind of get like a good emphasis of what's going on and how their backstories can be built. So, and then as well as after I give out all this information, I'll let them freely discuss what's going on and kind of talking with one another. I think this is a good time to do that because everyone will be here to talk and be able to discuss what ideas about what they could do for backstory-wise between two characters. So this would be like the perfect time for people to do that. That's today's stream and what we're going to be planning on today, for today's stream, that is. I have other little announcements as well that I'll be mentioning during the stream itself when I am able to talk with all the players. So I'm not going to just say those outright right now, not spoil everybody yet, but I do have those as well that I'll be mentioning. So, like I said, I'm waiting for all my players to get here. Usually we start around 6:15, so roughly it's 5:52 right now. So about 25-ish minutes, maybe 20-ish minutes from now. Everyone should be in here. There's going to be two people today that are not here. I kind of wish that they would be, but one of them I understand, the other one I also understand, and I'm letting them fly today. But just know that they're going to get bored. If they're not here, I'm sicking a wild boar on them, so they're going to get a wild boar on them. I hope they agree. Those two players would be Shaman, aka Ren. He's not gonna be here. They're not gonna be here. I get he and they mixed up all the time with Shaman, and I do it as well with a lot of other people too. So it's just not. Yeah. Yeah, but they're not gonna be here. And then the other person that's not gonna be here is Mika. Mika will also not be here today. Ren has a funeral that they got to go to tomorrow, and because of that, they got to be able to go to bed early tonight, and then wake up tomorrow to be able to go to that, so they are currently sleeping. And then Mika is not here because Mika has to go to a birthday party for their sister, and they obviously want to go to a birthday party, so I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you can't go to your sister's birthday party, you must go to D&D session 0.5. I'm not going to do that to people, so those two are going to be out. But when we start up all this stuff, I expect players to tell me if they're not going to be able to show up on every Wednesday and give me a reason why. So if they don't tell me that, oh boy. But that's the deal. For the players currently in Roll20, we're not using Roll20 today. So if you're a player watching the stream right now, we are not using Roll20. But on Roll20 itself, I did set up the date for the next time that we will be playing. So if you guys need like a conversion to your time chart, you can always use that. So this way you'll know what days that we're going to be playing and what time we will be playing at. So. What else do I have to go over? Mika is here? Mika showed up? I thought Mika was going to a birthday party. Cool. Cool. Okay, well then, I guess the only person that's not going to be here is going to be, Shiman. They are obviously going to a funeral, so. We will consider that the possibility. Alright, we'll go back into, characters here really quickly. Do I have, like... No, I don't. I can't just show you guys a fucking map. Like, here's map. See this? This is map right here. I can't do that. This just doesn't work. I'm not gonna just pop a map up in front of me and just go, hey, here's map. Look at map. Map good. I could. I mean, technically I could. I gotta log in. Of course I gotta log in with Google. Get back to my maps. 20 maps. Because I'm crazy. Making maps for everything. Okay, now that I'm looking at the map here, I can actually talk. Alright, perfect. I'll go over each person's stuff once again, just at the beginning of the stream, so everyone else is aware of what's going on with the characters right now. We started off session 0 with Adelbax, aka the Half-Orc. The Half-Orc started in Margna, in a little town up close by the mountain ridge. So you have Margna, the big city-state itself, Margna. Above Margna is Relincore, below Margna is Faroruk, which is the jungles, and then to the left side is Feldrin. Margna, he started kind of in the middle. His character started in the middle of it, near the mountain ridge, where the pass from west side Margna is to east side Margna. Of course, we know from backstory-wise that this mountain ridge on the top half of Margna was made by the dwarves. The bottom half itself was not. It was kind of just built. Just from fissures and things crashing together and splitting apart and tectonic plate bullcrap. You know, the simple stuff. And then he started in Feldrin, close to the middle of Feldrin, and he moved up towards Margna and got captured. Now, once again, everyone is getting captured. They're getting sent to a prison. I told them that that's what's going to happen. Essentially, this prison is located in Margna, closer to Margna and Feldrin, right at the border there. The top half border between the two. And, yeah, they essentially got captured and got sent to this prison. So, he was heading north by northwest, back to Margna. More likely, the way that he wanted to describe it was that he was going back because he's heard word that there was battles going on up in Margna with Relincore again, and because of it, he wanted to make sure that everyone was safe at his house and his home. He hasn't been there in a long time, but he's known that these battles have been going on for quite some time. He just wanted to kind of make a visitation check just to make sure everyone in his family is all okay. And so he went up north by northwest to go walk up that way, and he got captured, and he got sent to this prison. So, that's how that plays out. Abby is the next one that was in line. Their character... see, the thing is, like, I know them people by name, but I need to know their characters, because in order for me to play this out, I gotta go character-wise. Abby, what is your character name? Evil. Making me looking up on the Google Docs. Up. Rhyme? Yes, Rhyme. Okay. So, second person is Rhyme, who is the druid. They started up in the northernmost part, eastern part of Cretho. Just for awareness for anyone, middle of Cretho, where the mountain ridges are, is considered unsafe. So eastern part, like the really far up eastern part, and also most of the western part of Cretho is perfectly fine. But the middle of Cretho, up in the middle section, right above the mountains, if you ever look at the maps, if we show the maps again, that area is considered unsafe. So, because of that, she started up in the northeastern part as their birth location, and then they moved south into Vaxis for their starting location. We do not know, based upon their storyline, is if they were a part of Vaxis during the time that Vaxis was made, or if they are coming into Vaxis before or after Vaxis was made. We do not know what's going on with that, so that's one of the things that we're going to solve today with one of our streams and explaining stuff that's happening. From there, they move south by southwest. Essentially, they go through a town, at least one town they go through, and then they go through into a port-like town that's on the edge between, it's not really between anything. It is in Vaxis. But there's like a big, huge body of water that kind of splits Relincore from Feldrin and then Vaxis from Margna. So you have those two big bodies that are kind of split in between this massive lake, almost like an ocean, but it's essentially just this huge lake. And so she gets on a boat. She sneaks onto a boat that she's not supposed to be on. Gets caught while she was at sea, bites off the fingers of the captain, and then they land on another place, and she, of course, gets caught, and she gets sent to the prison because she was caught while she was on the boat. So that's how she gets to the prison. Third person in the party was my brother, who is Thorin Glaubron, who is the Inquisitor. And his backstory is pretty straightforward. He started off on Somerset Isles. He's born there. And he started in Relincore, in which he essentially placed the same locations in a sense that our dwarf did. So he has the same exact locations as the dwarf, which went forth, which is nice. So yeah, he started in Somerset when it was originally just an island, and then he moved to Relincore during the time, in between the time he was born and the time that he is 1 year before the events that happened. And during these events, essentially, they were told by the king to go south into Margna at some point in time, and deal battle with something in Margna. They didn't know quite exactly what they were getting into, but as they were heading to Margna, they got ambushed essentially by orcs, and a lot of people were slaughtered and killed because it's a battle, and of course my brother and the dwarf both got captured, so they got pushed away. My dwarven friend was born in Relincore, lived in Relincore, and started in Relincore. He didn't do anything else but be in Relincore, so nothing special with him. He's just basic, atypical dwarf. The fifth player on the match that was going, I believe, was Shaman. Shaman started in Feldrin. He actually started to a city that was east of the main city-state that's in Feldrin. And that was his birth location. And his starting location, technically speaking, was out in the waters by Somerset. But he was sailing in to Feldrin at that time. So that's where he started when the events took place. We've actually have a really cool backstory idea that we've been working on together for their stuff, and I actually like it. I think it's a great idea for what they're doing for the backstory. Hello, you guys. So they started off in essentially right east of Lastgard, which is the main city-state of, the main city in the city-state of Eldrin. And started over by Somerset's. From there, he did a couple things. He didn't really move too much from that location, but sooner or later he had a vision. One of his big things that he's got, that we've worked together, was that they have visions, and those visions kind of tell them what's going on in the world. I can't tell you what this vision is, because only they are allowed to know what this vision is as of this moment in time. What's up, Red? And because of that, he was like, well, I know where I need to go, I just don't know where this is at, so it's time for me to go on an adventure. Decided to go into Margna, because that's where they figured is the most unsafest place. They knew that their person that they were trying to fix and save was in an unsafe area, and so they go to Margna, and they get captured while they were there. Next person after that, I believe, was it Bips, or was it Crouton? I think it was Crouton. No, it was Bips. Then it was Crouton. So Bips was next. Bips started... I think they said they also started in Somerset Isles. At an early age, they moved to a different location on the map. That location being the southernmost part of Feldrin near Pin, which is the, it is the, swamp. God, I can't even think right now. No name state on what that place is, but their starting location was with Adelbax in the same place that Adelbax started. And essentially they were following Adelbax through Margna, the same situation, same setup, and got themselves captured with Adelbax at the same time. When it comes to Mika and their character Crouton, who is a cat, there's a reason why it's named Crouton, because it's a cat. They started in Friabia. And, well, their birth location was in Friabia. And I think they also started in Friabia, if I'm correct. Oh, no, they started in a town that's in Feldrin, that's outside of Friabia Steppe. And, once again, they kind of had the same route. They were close to the same time frame that Adelbax was, but they didn't meet each other. So they were actually put on the same caravan and got sent to the same prison at the same time. But whatever happened with Mika wasn't the same thing that happened with Adelbax. But they were both on the same caravan when they were leaving. So they got caught at the same time. They just don't know that they were both caught at the same time. They will know when they're at the prison that they were caught at the same time, because they both entered the prison at the exact same time. Adelbax was following Bips. Is that what we changed it to? Because what I was told was that Bips was following Adelbax because Adelbax found word that there was a battle that was happening in Margna. Therefore, Adelbax wanted to go home to protect and make sure like his family was okay in Margna, and got captured. And Bips was following Adelbax because of that. Did we change our backstory again? We'll talk about it when we get into session. We'll talk about it when we get into session. Let me just finish this stuff. Okay, I was totally under the impression that you heard about battle at least somewhere in like Feldrin, and that's the case. So sorry about that. We'll talk about it when we get into session. And then the final person was, my unfortunate friend Ben. His name is Zook. Who is the bard who just wanted me so badly to just roll everything for him because fun, right? And when I rolled for him, he got the worst numbers possible. Unfortunately, big fat L, big L. He wanted to... No, that's right. Oh, okay. So what I was saying was right. Is that what I'm getting? What I was saying was right? I want to say I'm saying it correctly for the stream before the stream starts. You know. Okay, perfect. Good. Good. Okay. We're done. But anyway, Zook, he started off in Balingreth, northern, I'd say middle north portion of Balingreth near Fararuk. At least on the border between Balingreth and Fararuk, right where there is located, and where the he's actually close to, once again, a very, very large body of water as well. So that's where he kind of started near. He went north into Fararuk, scouted out 2 locations in Fararuk because he rolled a 2. One of those locations was an elven village, and then the other location was a druidic tree. Specifically a tree that druids praised and worshipped around. So they found, essentially, he found those 2 places. Then when he got into Margna, he only found one town, that one town being a ruin. Because he rolled a nat 1, I made sure it was only a ruined area, nothing really cool or anything expansive. So he found a ruin. I don't know yet what is there. I gave ideas of what could be there. It is up to him to figure out what to put there. If he wants to put goblins, I'll let him put goblins. We'll put goblins there. Why not? If he wants to put ghouls, we can put ghouls there too. You know, whatever we want to put in there. He essentially walked through this town. He was heading up north to Adelbax's hometown. And before he could even get there, he got caught on the road by a bunch of people, was ambushed, and was sent to the prison. So, there's everybody. Nice. Alright. Let's see. We got a total of 2, because Adelbax is using 2. 3, 4, 5. So we're missing Mika. And we're missing Batch. Come on. All right. Do I have any questions from anyone in the chat that is not a player in the game about what is going on currently? Do I have any questions? And that is specifically if they are not a player. I'm not a player, and I have a question. Bro, if he's not gonna show up today, I'm gonna be, like, big butthurt, dude. If he's not gonna be in here, we need him. We need him in here. Can we take it from the top? I don't know what's going on again. I just sell propane and propane accessories. Oh! Oh, God. Oh, my God. Batch is not here. I am big sad, dude. It's time to mute you guys. Because guess he's not here. We all need to spam the shit out of him. Tim! Mute the stream! Are you gonna mute the stream now?
It's like 5 seconds delayed, but
It's way worse than 5 seconds delayed. Are you kidding me? That was like 28.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
That was like half a minute, dude. I hope he didn't go to bed. I'm gonna be like, dude.
Break his ankles.
Didn't he literally say he'd be here?
Yeah, he did.
Probably fell asleep, let's be honest.
He literally
Dwarf?
said something at
Well, it doesn't-
4:20.
Isn't that the dwarf, asshole?
Yes, Tim, that's the dwarf. You don't have to be in character yet.
I'm method acting. I'm getting in character.
Oh god. All right, well, I don't have my scene set up yet for the preview. So I will do that after stream today. So this way I can get all the boxes filled for all the players. I'm coming under the assumption that Adelbex and Bips are going to be using the same microphone. So I'm going to make it a 7-player section. You guys do not have to use video at all if you do not want to. If you do, then I have that there. But essentially, I'm just going to have like your little placeholder card there. So this way, whenever you talk, like it shows green on your icon. So this way, it shows up. So this way, we know who's talking in the game, and etc., etc. But if you decide to use video, it's completely up to you. If you do, I will have the feed into there as well. So this way, you have video. On top of that, what I did as well is I also made it so that I have video for you guys as well. Look at that. And now I have a stream with my video on it, and then you also have the video to see me live instead of having to watch my stream to see what the fuck I do. So, cool? Cool?
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Couple things that we got to change around here. First things first, I do want to address one concern that I now have. I didn't think I was going to have it at first, but now I do. And this is in regards to Ellie specifically. We're gonna need to find another person to do artwork.
Oh, do you want to do everyone's artwork?
So the problem, the issue that happened here is I was talking with the person that was going to be commissioning all of the artwork for everybody, and they kind of backed out because they had issues in real life that happened. So because of that, they aren't able to actually do artwork anymore. So I will be behind on creating artwork for everybody. And I was wondering, you are going to fight with me every single day of the week, and I'm going to just be like, here's a wild boar, deal with it.
What does that even mean?
Exactly what it means. Except the free. Anyways,
you don't have to. You don't have to.
I'm going to. It's
Why?
not that
It's
it's not that I have to, it's that I'm going to.
It's okay, you don't have to.
I'm going to. I don't care what you tell me. I'm going to do it.
But I don't like money being spent on me.
Yeah, I don't want to use... So my main issue is I don't want to use random pictures from the internet. I want everyone to have a unique-looking character made by somebody, right? And that somebody is going to be unique for every single person that's making a character. Thirdly, I have ways of making my money back. I'm not worried about spending money and losing money. I will always figure out a way to make it back. So don't need to worry about that. When it comes to YouTube, these YouTube videos are obviously monetized via ads, so I'll be making money back through ads. I'm perfectly fine with that. And on top of that, merch sales. So it's very possible if this is getting very big, I'm going to set up merch for it. So do not worry. Do not worry. I have ways of making my money back.
Wait, does that mean we get to fucking... How are you going to design the merch? I'm curious.
You'll see.
Because if you set up merch, I am buying it.
Half-hand gout. That's the sound he makes when he's sucking cock.
So,
It's a
That's nice.
oh my god. You're so bad. The sound he makes when he... Dude, I don't know what he's gonna say, but I know you're gonna, like, trigger his...
Ryan doesn't know what books are.
You're gonna trigger
Ryan
him.
does
He's
not
gonna
know
go
what
nuts.
Pectoral muscles are.
Who's gonna go
Pectoral
nuts?
muscles?
I posted a picture of Adelbacks that I drew. In general.
Oh god.
Hey, yo!
Hold on.
Oh my god. Those are... Ryan.
Those are some pretty good drawn
Right.
muscles,
Have
though.
you ever heard of pecs?
Oh my god.
Just the word pecs.
If anybody wants to get bench pressed by Adelbacks, just let me know.
Is there a gender bend version of Adelbacks? And if so, yes.
There what?
There is his mom.
His
Who's
mom,
not-
even better.
All
She
right,
is
so
not a half orc. She is a full orc.
Perfect.
His dad is a puny human.
So what you're saying is muscle mommy.
Oh yeah, MILF time.
yep, beefcake patty
She
over here.
can and will crush your head.
Let's
Which
fucking go.
buttons.
Let's fucking go.
All right, really quickly before we start with today's session, because it looks like Batch is being a noob once again, not getting here on time. We're gonna do a mic check with everybody. I want to make sure everyone stays out of the yellow in my desktop, but like right at the verge of it. So, Tim, I will go ahead and have you say something because you're the loudest one, and I know that I'm gonna have to compensate for you. So go ahead and start.
Ooh, ah, ee, ooh, ee, ah, it, ooh, ee.
All right, good, thank you.
I did it
You can speak at normal volume.
with random vowel noises.
Ting
Ooh,
tang,
ooh,
walla walla, bing bang.
Damn, that's exactly what I was.
Ben, go ahead and say something real quick, just to make sure.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Why did they
The
bring that
world
up?
is a wonderful place.
You're perfect. Okay. Mika, go ahead and say something.
So is the mom free, by the way?
Thank you.
Whoa,
Um,
dad is very much alive.
That's gonna change.
oh, you're gonna hate what I'm gonna do with that, but at the same time, you'll love it. Anyways, Abby, go ahead and say something. Thank you for the monotone. I love it. Justin, can you go ahead and say something?
No, not allowed.
You're also gonna need to get lowered a little bit. Perfect. And if Batch was here, he would be at number 2. So, I can't believe he is not here. Like, did he forget what time it was?
Hey, Shaw, give him a call, a text. Go over to his house and kick his door down. Throw a brick through his window.
Send the boar.
Send the ball. Send the clown! Send the clown!
I just sent him. You're getting the boar.
Oh,
Here, everyone ping him right now.
Yeah, everyone just at yeah, that one right there. Just ping the shit out of him.
It's an eye. It's not Galk.
I know it's an eye, Ellie. I can read.
Can you? I hope so.
Just ping the shit out of him.
Galk.
Gulk. All right, there we go. Get the spam going.
Oh gosh. Hey, that.
He's gonna get in here sooner or later. Oh my god, what did I do?
Yeah, and enable GIF posting again, Shaw.
I banned it because
Yeah.
of this guy that we're pinging.
But I
And
can't.
then okay, give us a role that allows us to do it, but not him.
Yeah. I would love to be able to post some of my funny gifs. Wait, I can be trusted. I'm just gonna post probation, and we are going to beat you to death. And the pump action MP5.
Oh my god. Alright, can I... How do I do this? Shit. I gotta... I'll do it later. I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm on stream right now, okay? Alright. We're gonna just ignore that he's here instead, and we'll just keep going with session 0.5 today.
If he
So...
shows up, let's just ignore his existence.
Yeah, we'll just ignore that he's here. Yeah, he's not here. We'll just ignore that he's here. So yeah, once again, once the session's over today, everyone's staying here so I can get things set up when it comes to the placements, and I'll get that set up and we'll be good. In the meantime, let's get started. First of all, does anyone have any questions for me in terms of world building as of this moment in time before I get into the nitty-gritty stuff today?
I don't think so, but as I furtherly build my background a bit more, I might have some small questions, but otherwise, nope.
As of right now, no. Okay.
As of right now, I don't think so.
Abby?
I don't think I have any world building wise.
Okay.
Ryan, did you get your permissions?
Justin, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. We're good.
Okay. Ben, do you have any questions? Ben?
Ben is
Mr.
dead.
Nope, we got it. One of the mutes I have on here. Yeah, no, we're good.
Wait. Sean,
Okay.
did you mean if we had any questions or
Any-
just, like, the world building?
Any questions in regards to... You can ask me any question in regards to the gameplay, anything.
Okay. I have a couple then.
Okay, go ahead.
So first off, has to do with something that that gives my questions are hard.
Oh, you know what? Actually, there was one thing I do got to go over with a couple people since we're all here today. Except for Batch, who's still not here. He needs to be here for this one. God damn him. We do have, I think Ren is done with theirs, so I don't have to worry about Shaman and theirs. I believe Tim and Ellie and Abby all have theirs set up. I don't know if Mika has done it yet. I know for a fact my brother hasn't done it, and I know for a fact Bingo hasn't done it, and I know for a fact that Batch hasn't done it yet. And that is picking 2 traits at the beginning that relate to your backstory.
I don't think so yet. Backstory is kind of rough currently. I kind of got swamped by a shit ton of work. So, Lamau.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know if you guys set that up yet or not. So, I know that Tim, Ellie, and Abby
Good
all
God.
did that already.
Ooh, is that?
It's just
Mod.
So let me get the bookmark here. Let me get the website. So let me get the traits section. So once again, moderators, greetings, you guys. Okay, here's the traits. In this list of traits for Bingo, for Mika, and for my brother, who are currently here, you guys get to pick 2 of these traits. These traits cannot be from the same tree. They gotta be from 2 different trees. But these traits must relate somewhat to what you should have in your backstory for your character. I will allow you to then take the time to be able to add these in, set them up onto your character's settings, because you'll have those specific traits for your characters and built into your actual character itself.
Okay.
So. Wait, what did you do?
What?
We're here to create violence against the dwarf people. Wow. What?
That's literally against YouTube's guidelines. You can't say stuff like that.
Yeah, you can't. We're gonna commit Sudoku, dude. We're here. We're gonna force them to do puzzles.
You're going to commit violence against dwarves in Minecraft. Ted, you have to say in Minecraft, or else they.
Oh, I'm in timeout.
Or else it's real.
You don't want to get demonetized or something.
Yeah, you're still muted. Nothing is coming through.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my god. You're trying to get me banned to see how you are.
That's funny.
Alright, so I'll let you guys figure that out as we're doing this today. The questions that are going to be asked today can even relate to like how specific things are going to happen in terms of like, let's say, crits for the game, how we pan out playing the game itself, etc. It doesn't have to be just specifically world building, but any questions before I get set up with the past of Tyrrenfell?
Do I have to write down notes for this?
It depends on if one of your areas is being changed due to conflicts that has arisen with people not being here.
Is Frisbee gonna get changed or no?
Priabia is not going to get changed.
Alright, so I'm good. Cool.
Are we doing spell components?
Spell components? Yes.
Spellcasters are all nerfed because now they gotta go harvest that shit
I'm gonna
to
kill
throw
myself.
fireball. I don't have to spell components. Neither do you because you're.
Yes, you do have to do spell components and find those, yes.
Wait, does that mean Crouton has to as well?
Yeah,
Yep.
you have to carry that shit to throw fireball.
What?
Congratulations.
Hold on.
Yep.
I hate it.
Echo, echo, echo,
Um,
echo.
I once again, I just want to mention that this is not going to be one of those 20-day campaigns. If it was a 20-day campaign, then I wouldn't have to enforce that. This is going to be one of those long as fuck campaigns.
Oh, I hope you have all the spell components everyone needs for their spells memorized, Shaw.
Oh, I do. I will make sure that I have all of those set up. I have a list, so this way I know what needs to get picked up. Yes.
I do not know spell components at all. I
You're
do not know
welcome.
what those letters mean.
So
there's vocal, somatic, and material components.
So
vocal
as
means
an-
you gotta talk, somatic means you got to be able to wave your hands around, and materials means like for fireball you need a ball of bat shit.
yeah, components. So verbal, I'm actually expecting you guys to come up with your own little verbal command for casting whatever it is.
Okay.
I would hope that you guys not use the same command for every single one of them, unless if it's like something to your character, like Cat as an example says meow and cast something.
Wait, I might actually
Keep
do
it
that.
big meow. Just find
Just say
the meow
meow
in
in
different
different
languages. I'm just gonna say, Africa, fuck you.
Abraca fuck you. Yeah, Avada Kedavra. Anyways, somatic, this is where like the whole idea of the webcam was coming in. Was I was hoping that you guys would have webcams. If you guys don't, that's great, but you'll need to explain to me, if you're not using the webcam, the gesture that you would be using to be able to cast said skill.
Ellie, you need to describe the. I know a gesture to cast a spell.
Stop.
I've
So you
cast
would have to
three.
you have to describe how you are using your hands or your body to be able to, like, in the movement possible to cast the spell. And then for actual components, depending on what spells are being used, yes, you would need to have the components to be able to cast said spell.
Suddenly, all the spellcasters cry out in terror.
I wish you told us this before we started our shit.
Oh, wait, aren't you a sorcerer?
Yeah.
Don't you have eschew materials?
Yeah.
I'm fine then. Cool, let's go.
Yeah. If you have eschew materials, then you don't have to worry about the component part. You just need the verbal and or the somatic.
Meow.
So, meow with paw out. Done.
Let me see here. Wizard does not get eschew materials because for some reason spell components are still a piece of shit.
And I think Druid has eschew materials as well.
Ouch.
Woo!
I believe. If you take a look, I'm pretty sure it does.
I don't know where to look for that.
Druid
It would be.
does not have
Druid
eschew
does not.
But
So-
divine spellcaster, so divine spells don't typically need.
No, typically they don't. Some do, some don't. But yes, you'll need to have the components in order for you to cast said spell.
Yeah.
If it requires components.
But I
Hey,
thought of
Abby.
this,
Hey, Abby, go take a look at feats and grab eschew materials.
Yep.
Hey, Abby, eschew materials is a feat.
I know.
Consider it.
I don't know how to find
Yeah,
it.
Ben just DM'd me that. Yeah, it is a feat.
I'm grabbing that then. So I won't have to cry.
I mean, double check. Look through all the spells you're planning on getting, because you don't need. But it also like negates the need for only cheap things. So like, if you're casting Wish, you still need to find a diamond.
Ooh.
A really nice diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm going to turn this diamond into nothing because I'm.
I'm kind of like pushing things off a little bit, hoping that Batch will get his ass in here, but he is not.
Dwarves always late.
I even told him. I talked to him literally 2 hours ago. Who's messaging me?
I'm going to beat Galk's ass. Adelbax is going to pronounce it like that, I've decided.
He hasn't seen it.
That's
doesn't
Gaiac.
make- Because he hasn't seen it spelled. He would have it. He would hear it before.
He actually he said it in the session 0. You know, because I had him,
Record. I know.
record it. Yeah,
I know
he
it's
said it. His
Gaiac.
name is Gaiac. Yeah, Gaiac.
I do not think Adelbax is going to be particularly respectful of him.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm just saying the way that you're
You
trying
have
to.
another question.
Yep.
Puny
Uh,
Dark.
So, is it alright if my character shows up 1 month before like the campaign begins in the jail?
I get jail time.
So she's already been there.
So the plan that I currently have is that there is players currently in the jail.
Okay.
There are certain players that will show up as if they're being ridden into the jail, so they're not actually in the jail yet. There is players that are also in the jail awaiting for their execution. Quote unquote.
Okay.
So, yes, there is 2 different spots. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we're not using 5e, Ben, so. We're using Pathfinder, which is slightly different. Is there any other question? What's up?
How do you search the freaking thing on the trait? Is it control something?
Search traits.
Control
Okay,
F.
the starting traits for people are typically the basic combat, faith, magic, and social.
Thank you.
Those are the 4 tabs you pick from.
Thank you. So I wanted to
Yeah.
know. I'm looking through it.
Yeah, so you have to pick 1 from combat, 1 from faith, or 1 from combat, 1 from social, or 1 from magic, 1 from faith, as an example.
I mean, you could pick 2 from the same unless you have feats
Nope.
that make you have to pick
Nope.
different ones.
Nope.
That was only for the one different. That was only for that one perk of Ellie's.
Nope.
No, you pick. You can pick multiple from the same one.
I say nope.
What? Oh.
Right, hold on. I better go check my mine are from the same one then, because I did not know that.
Nope, you cannot pick them from the same one. I am acting it as if you're getting the additional traits feat without getting the additional traits feat. So it's essentially the same thing. It is essentially the
section, then.
It is essentially you obtaining the additional traits feat without having the additional traits feat. That is what I am considering it as. This way you can gain the additional traits feat as an actual feat if you want it to be the feat, and get 2 more traits if you want to do that instead.
That's a waste of.
Alright? Okay.
Oh, God,
Is there, before we get into that, because you can always do that after the stream as well, is there any other questions in regards to the gameplay and how it's going to play out, and or world building for your characters? Anything else?
I don't think so.
I think there's an important one that needs to be addressed. I will go ahead and state it now, because I did mention it earlier, and that is the change to crit system.
Uh-oh, crits are funky.
So, crits. I want to explain how crits work. If you're playing, if you're doing rolls for basic necessities, like as an example, perception or sneak or sleight of hand or anything like that, there is no crit system enabled for that specific system itself. Just the higher the roll, the more likely of a chance you'd be able to succeed. So if you get a nat 20, it doesn't necessarily mean you crit said action. It just means you're going to have a higher, more likely the best possible chance that you could get for said feat. However, in battling, in fighting, if you roll a nat 20, that is considered a crit. It's not going to change when it comes to the battling aspect of things. It's only with...
We still have to confirm crits?
Yes.
Okay. Also, conversely, is 1 not an automatic failure?
Conversely, 1 is not an automatic failure.
Nice.
One, if you roll a 1 and you still somehow, even with that 1, succeed against the other person's win, like whatever they roll, right, with their bonuses and all that stuff, and you still somehow succeed, it's not going to be a detriment to your character at all. I would not place detriments on your character because you roll nat 1s in the case of that situation, unless if it's something that is in regard to story. That's the only time I would probably throw detriments on the character in terms of the storyline. When it comes to battling, I will not do a detriment at all if you do roll a nat 1. So, like, as an example, you're fighting in combat, you roll a nat 1, I'm not going to be like, you missed and cut your toe off. Does that make sense?
Why do I hear a cat?
That is Kurutan in the background?
No,
Give him some pets for me, please. I hear him meowing and I want to pet him.
here, I can show you. Here.
So,
Yes.
another thing I do want to mention as well with the crit system, if you guys are not rolling a crit-based character that is based upon nat 20s only, so as an example, if you have a crits that are 18 or 19 instead of focused on just 20, so you have a crit range of 18 to 20, if you do not roll the 20 in the first place, a 20 is a guaranteed hit on the first roll. After that, you will have to roll to be able to confirm the said crit, and that confirmation is going to be based upon the character's AC. If you're able to pierce the AC, then you crit. If you cannot pierce the AC, then you cannot crit. Of course, with that secondary roll, a nat 20, once again, if you roll a second nat 20, will confirm the crit no matter what. So, if you have an 18 and you miss, you miss. Even if you rolled a crit range. The difference being, if you rolled an 18 and you hit, you would roll a second time to confirm that 18.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Booga booga. Booglety booglety.
Ooga booga poop rat.
So, with going back to spells, there is
Sure.
like a spell component pouch in Pathfinder.
Yes, there is.
With all the material components and focuses need for spell casting, except for the high cost ones.
Is this
So I'm
spell
just-
pouch, just to remind me on this, is a spell pouch an actual item that you find in the game, or is it a feat?
Oh, it's not a feat. Well, okay, sorcerers get the no materials thing because they're sorcerers. They're born in magic. Wizards are they're taking their time. So a spell component pouch is something you just buy at like a wizard shop or something. It's like something in like the Pathfinder core.
Spells
Yeah.
and bad.
So, yes, inside of the game, just for Rhyme specifically, because Rhyme is the one that needs this information, there is a spell component pouch that you can buy. I will make it a certain amount of money. Usually 1 GP is the lowest or the highest that I'll go for it. And what this is it will give you... I will come up with the numbers at the time, but I'll make sure it's widely enough for you to be able to use. And you'll have to count all the spell components that are a part of your pouch that you can use, right? And so, like, as an example, let's say I'll give you the spell component pouch. You get a total of 200 spell components in the pouch for 1 GP. You can decide what you want in that pouch, right? So whatever components that you need, and you know you need it, you can ask for said components how much you want of each, as an example. Or, like, we can do 100 as an example for 1 GP. Or 50, or whatever we want to do. All
So
right?
many butterfly wings. So many butterfly wings.
Exactly. So, that is something that we can do, just to kind of, like, make it a little bit easier for all of us. But you can also go out yourself, and you can farm up that stuff as well. Hi, Crouton, how are you?
Well, I just want to be specific. It holds stuff that's less than 1 GP, so anything with like a 10 gold cost you have to go and find, basically, is how it works.
Yes. Oh, I would never, ever cost it more than 1 gold point. But
No,
it would
what
be
I'm getting at is some material components is like 500 gold pieces. And
Oh, I know, and I wouldn't be giving them that. They're not allowed to take that. They have to take only items that are worth... Like, the amount of items that they can take inside of this gold, this pouch, is worth up to 1 gold point.
Okay, cool.
So let's
No,
say,
I
as an
just-
example, they're getting butterfly wings, and butterfly wings are 1 silver. I don't know what the price of them off the top of my head is, but let's say they are 1 silver, right? They can decide if you want to have 100 butterfly wings in 1 pouch. And
Yeah,
say,
no.
this is what I want to buy. And I'll be like, cool, here's your pouch, 1 GP.
Yep, cool. No, that's just wanted to make sure. Just
Yep. Of course, I'm not
Otherwise-
going to give people fucking free diamonds. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, good.
Let's
I figured
let's
not
let's
as
Yeah, I'll
exploit the
take the
game
200 diamonds, yeah.
for 1 GP. Yeah, and then
For
I'll
1
just sell the
GP.
diamonds for 500 GP afterwards. I'm not that dumb.
Or use
Any
them to spam cast Wooish.
Jesus, you could just spam catch Revivify and Wish whenever someone dies.
spell slots. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
well, besides
stops
spell
it.
slots. But yeah, besides spell
Stops it
slots.
hard.
But
But
the
yeah,
point
no,
is,
besides, no, I'm just, in case you want to do it a different way.
Yeah.
Is there arcane focus? Out of curiosity.
I think there is a
No.
feat for Arcane Focus. I'm pretty sure there is.
Well, yeah, because, different game. Don't worry. It doesn't look like there is, so it is just a component pouch.
Poop rat. chunky.
Interesting.
Oh, are you
Okay,
talking
no, that
about?
was-
There is
Oh.
focuses that are required for certain characters. Yes.
Oh, yes, that's how it works here. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a focus that you have to have. So, like, as an example, instead of using components, you have to use a focus, which is considered F. So you have visual, you have somatic, or not visual, but verbal, somatic, components, or materials, whatever they want to call it. and focus is the fourth one. And the focus is like, let's say, an
there's a
orb.
fourth one. Okay,
The fourth
cool,
one is
cool.
the focus, and the focus is essentially like an orb or something like that. It doesn't get destroyed. It's not like a material, but you need to have it in order for you to cast that spell.
Sweet. Okay.
So, like, as a necromancer, as an example, you'd probably need like a book of death or something, or a skull, like a skull that you can just carry with you that you can use to like cast your abilities.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Sweet. Okay, that helps. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Oh yeah. Are you gonna go over our backstories with us? You know, I'm probably assume in private, of course, but like.
Backstories are in private, because I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want that stuff
Yeah.
getting leaked out early. So, yes, talk to me in private about backstories specifically. Oh my God, your cat is like.
She's being dramatic.
Reminds me of Luna.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's dramatic, very dramatic.
So, any other questions? No. Did my music just stop on me?
I'll probably
think I know why.
of more after
Why?
after we're done.
It's upstairs. I think you know.
Can you tell her to stop fucking listening
I'll
to
give
it
you a
on my
second.
fucking device?
I'll give you a second. I'll help him.
Jesus Christ. You stop playing with my fucking music. So irritating. Can't even like do what I like to do. Anyone in chat have questions? Sorry, it's just like full screen me all day. This whole stream's just gonna be full screen me. Waiting for things.
I'm gonna draw the Mogus.
I'm assuming not. Where the fuck is Batch? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna just call him real quick. So I'll be right back, you guys. It doesn't take you 2 hours to take a fucking shower. No. Yeah, no, but he's not showing up.
You are,
So,
Tim, you actually scared me, by the way. I was like, are you being serious?
No, I
he's
was
not
quoting
showing up.
I was quoting Band Geeks, the SpongeBob episode, Abby.
All right.
You'd expect me to know that.
Alright, so let's get into some of the past of Tyrrenfell, so this way we can get all this stuff out of the way. If your character is in any of these locations, just know that these locations may change depending on the situations that happened with them. The first one that we're going to go over is going to be with Vaxis specifically, and northern half of Feldrin. Because in the past in Feldrin, as we all... we have the map. We have the map located in Discord. I actually did not make the past map, so I'm sorry. I've been too busy playing Overwatch.
Make it the past map like you said you would.
Yeah. Overwatch.
Failure.
Blame it.
I blame
Failure.
Overwatch. Okay,
Blame
go on.
Overwatch. It was Overwatch. I'm sorry. It's too fun right now. So.
Doors.
Okay, so Feldrin was very, very large in the past. There was actually two places. It was probably, if it wasn't as big as Ballingreth, it was about the same size, if not as big, as Ballingreth was once. Based upon the past map, essentially east side of Margna on the map, and Vaxis currently was all a part of Feldrin.
Oh.
Yes, all of that was a part of Feldrin at one point in time. So, that just shows you the growth of Margna itself, and it also shows you Vaxis itself being a big staple to the change of Feldrin. Alright?
Oh, it was pinned. Oh, it's pinned. Thank you. Thank the Lord it's pinned.
I'm good at pinning all the good information, so. But yeah, all of that was essentially a part of Feldrin. Now I'm going to read you what I wrote for Feldrin. Feldrin in the past. Feldrin has changed since the fall of Thrym. Does everyone know the city of Thrym?
I do not recall the name.
Okay. Thrym is currently the big-ass volcano on the map.
Oh, that's the name of the big-ass volcano? Or
No,
city
that is the name of the city that was engulfed by the big-ass volcano.
Great. Pompeii.
So, what used to be the second largest city-state, which was usually rich in pride and solitude for all without the harshness of political views, the belief structures and philosophies of the culture has become befitting to the city-state and has not much changed at all since then. However, because of the rampant changes within Thrym, many people migrated north from the ease of access known as Pin, when Pin was a trade route, to those in Feldrin. Many took advantage of the ever easy routes that gave Feldrin and Ballingreth to their own set of philosophies, as an example. Also, because of this specific trade route itself, everyone was able to move to and from Ballingreth and Feldrin easily. Right. The issue was because of the fall of Thrym, there was what we call the Great Migration of Thrym. That's what we're going to call it. Because of what happened with Thrym before the volcano came up, a large portion of people actually migrated from Thrym and Ballingreth itself through Pin into Feldrin, and they migrated north all the way up to the top of Feldrin. During that time is when Pin had some very, very bad changes that happened to it. Pin essentially became more hostile, and I think it was mainly because the people there or the things there just didn't like how many people were migrating through all at once. Partially, I would say like 3/4 of the way through that most people got through, this place started becoming more corrupt and evil, and it started killing things. And most people that were able to get out of there alive didn't live for very long afterwards. Because of that specific situation that happened there. Yeah, needless to say, most migrated as far north past Feldrin, wishing to make their new name for themselves and a different home for themselves as well. Vaxis was born nearly 2 years ago due to the Great Migration of Thrym, and most will call this the event specifically, and Feldrin lost a sizable chunk of their land. Of course, with the changing ideals from those newly found landowners, came different philosophies in general. Many had feuding beliefs and resurging deities. Many wanted trade, and others didn't. Many wanted a king, and others tended to slay anyone who wanted power in their region. Feldrin didn't want to be associated with Vaxis anymore and decided to split. The king of Feldrin told Vaxis to figure out this issue, and Feldrin reduced in size for a better cause of a growing problem. So, Vaxis started up only 2 years ago, based upon our situation here. So, if that conflicts with any of you guys' storylines, make sure that you guys put that in there, that you've noted that Vaxis' change specifically has happened during the time that you were there.
Is Detroit.
Vaxis is Detroit. So, there's that. On to Margna.
Yes.
Another city-state that has changed hands over time, but with the opposite effect. This landmass grew from its past self, taking a bit of Relincore and Feldrin along the way. This conflict stemmed back many years ago. Margna, currently 8 years ago, used to only stay situated before the mountains and guarded the mountainside. What changed was a specific person not going to tell you who that was, that stayed hidden for many, many, many years, training to become a powerful foe. He then went to the mountainside and cast dread onto the people of Feldrin and Relincore. This event caused both Relincore and Feldrin to be at war with Margna. Not knowing who this evildoer was, these city-states mainly focused on the settling villages instead of this specific person. Most have tried and failed, but the orcs were best at protecting their homeland. They wouldn't let a dung beetle pass without an axe cutting it in half. But no one could ever reach this specific person, ever. This specific person was just a big problem. The constant fighting led the orcs to dislike most dwarfs and humanoid races that attempted to cross paths with them. As these lands are slowly pushing more towards Feldrin, Last Guard is making a ditch effort to stop anyone from moving into Margna or stopping anything going into Feldrin. If the Necro... I just spoiled it, rip. It's fine. I love it. I love it. It's fine.
I'll forget about it. Stop talking about it. I'll forget about it. Don't worry.
If this person continues to destroy what is here, Margna may fully take over the lands of Tyrrenfell. Fuck. Anyways. I should have just never ever put that name in there, because I'm just like sitting here reading it, and I'm just like, you know, I'm going to fucking spoil the shit, because I'm a dumbass who wrote this in here. Any questions?
All I could think of was the Necronomicon song.
Yeah, it was a Necronomicon. It was a book.
And that's why they call me the T1.
Hey Shaw, what's a necrofuck?
A necrofuck? It's a person who fucks the undead.
About the person. Oh, I was thinking about the person who was singing about fucking Cthulhu.
That too. That technically that's true, because the Necronomicon is Cthulhu lore.
The ghost is a demon.
It's a demon. All right, Relincore. I have talked with both the dwarf and Thorin, and they agree with this backstory. Obviously, Thorin doesn't have too much into the backstory of it, because they're only 23 in the game, I think, or 30. I can't remember. But they don't have much. Relincore used to be a place with vegetation. Towns were scattered around, and mining encampments amok, named after two of the area's most notorious focal points. Rel and Core. The core being the dwarves mining out the core of this land, gaining materials and exquisite stone for every nation to use, but was also named after the rarest plant known to the dwarves, the Rel. The Rel was a plant that most humans would refer to as hops, giving an exquisite taste to the ale produced by the dwarves.
Beer.
The dwarves loved this ale so much they cherished this plant for centuries and centuries. So, I've already spoiled it, but we're gonna pretend I didn't. You remember that bad person?
Yeah.
Well, about 70 years ago, he was testing his power on the lands of Relincore. He managed to do some major damage to the land of Relincore in the process. As he was spreading this rot across the land, the Rel did not take kindly to the death that was being consumed. These plants would explode on the sense of touch from this plague, and was slowly spreading across Relincore. As this happened, the dwarves had to find a new way to protect the Rel, and the only way they knew was to dig more and more. Working together to block off Margna from making this rot worse, the dwarves decided to block their land from Margna by building this wall of mountains. However, within the time of them protecting their land, Relincore lost one of their major commodities. The Rel faded away from the world and became extinct. In the process, every Rel that exploded left scattered bits of death on the land, corrupting the vegetation on the top side. The dwarves only knew what was underneath at this point. Due to this natural change, the dwarves had a disdain for Margna. Not knowing who destroyed their precious Rel, those two have been fighting away constantly to execute who was in charge for the crimes of nature. But the orcs had other ideas. Building cities near the pass, they would not let anyone from Relincore or Feldrin enter the main state of Margna without getting chopped to bits. And because this person showed himself 8 years ago to once again take over Feldrin, they focused even harder on making sure this person was to be stopped at all costs. Tons of dwarfs have died, few orcs have been slain in the process. If only those dwarves still had their Rel. If only.
Man, they don't get beer. They don't get ale anymore. It's sad.
Hey, listen, if you were a dwarf and didn't get ale, would you be pissed off too?
No, because I'm not an alcoholic.
Well, the thing is, dwarves are, so. Dwarves are. They love their beer. So, I can't blame them for being mad to not have that. Alright. Last but not least, the last place I have in here is Farrook. Farrook I have made a small change with, and that change is, I think, better for this place. So if you did start in Farrook or have anything to do with Farrook, maybe this will have effect on you. So, the dense jungles of Farrook has not changed much since the fall of Thrum. The druids tend to continue the same rituals that protect the jungle from the fires of the volcano, just like how they use the magics to ward off predators from entering their homeland. The elves have tried to avoid as much conflict as they can, but the edges of the jungle are always on watch, guarding the people inside from the horrors that enemy from Margna. Which, by the way, that enemy has tried many, many times to attempt death magics in the forest. But the wards of the druids on the northern side jungle are too strong for that person to do any harm. Nevertheless, Farrook will be safe from any evils, but don't get caught flat-footed. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I didn't write too much about Ballingreth. I think Ballingreth is pretty straightforward. Once again, it's just the main state of the capital itself was the main home of it. The hubs around the main capital were very focused on specific things that happened with the main capital. Main capital is like, oh, you're going to have much of the religious aspects there. You're going to have much of the social aspects. You're going to have the rich. You're going to have the wealthy. You're going to have politics with your king and your queens and anyone else who is a part of that policies. Merchant and trading, just like the main hub. But then you have like the smaller places around it that also dealt with the specifics of each. So the only difference, obviously, is the volcano came out of nowhere, destroyed Thrum, or so we think that it destroyed Thrum, because obviously it just grew up over Thrum, and we don't know if it's actually still a place or not. We just know that there's a volcano there. And most of the places around it just became corrupted because of it, which caused people to leave. So, there's the slight backstory changes that I have currently. Does anyone have any questions?
Nope.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. No one else?
No.
No.
Okay.
No one breaches the pass. Nobody. Not
Cat.
especially not those dwarves.
Cat.
Now.
No.
All right. So if you guys do not have any more questions for me, I think it's about time that we call it for today then, because that's mainly the stuff that I wanted to focus on. Was that we're gonna need a new person who does illustrations. Ellie, if you want to work with me in finding someone, it's completely up to you if you want to do that or not. But if you want to help me find somebody with an art style that you do like yourself, that is someone that I can commission to be able to make the artwork as well, then that would be great, because I know that the main reason why I picked that one person was because you enjoyed their artwork, and so I kind of want to make sure that you're okay with the artwork that is being commissioned.
Yeah.
So, if you're okay with that and you want to help me with that, that's great. On the flip side, I think we're done with today, unless if you guys, like I said, have any questions. But I think we're good to go.
Are we good to declare war on the dwarves now?
I wouldn't do that. Because once
Okay.
again, even though I've mentioned what's going on here, your people per se don't actually know what's going on.
Except they fought the dwarves, so the dwarves suck.
The dwarves are fighting something that they don't know what it is. They just know it's coming from your area, and they know that it's causing havoc and problems.
Good.
It's just you are not letting them do what they need to do.
Get out of my lap! You frickin' dwarves, you guys suck. You gotta hold this L like my students do, and it's gonna be great.
Yes. So that's the main thing. The dwarves have to figure out how to get to the big baddie, whereas you have a different focus instead entirely. Anything else?
I'm good. Sounds
Okay.
like that. Lore.
Yep, it is time to go back to making lore. Alrighty.
Take a nap.
Good
So very, very small session today. I would like to
So when's session 0.75 at?
no, session 1 is gonna start on the 2nd. There is gonna be no 0.75. If this is the last time you're asking me questions, unless if it's based around backstory, where we work on backstory stuff.
Any more questions for the rest of the campaign?
You'll always be asking me questions.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna kick this door. Oh, but what if it's trapped? Oh, it'll be fun. We're gonna kick this. We're gonna kick down all the doors. We're gonna take out all the bad guys, but especially those.
See, here's the best part. I have doors that I will allow you to attempt to kick down, but you're gonna realize that you probably shouldn't have kicked them.
Oh no, we're gonna kick down dwarves that are evil.
Are you saying dwarves? Are you saying dwarves or doors?
Dwarves and doors. We're gonna kick the doors down, and they're gonna fall on the dwarves, and then we will win. We'll kick down the volcano too while we're at it. We'll kick all the trees in the swamp over.
Okay.
We'll
From the two that are muted, do you guys have questions at all?
No, I'm good.
Nah, I'm pretty peachy.
Okay, cool. All right, we're calling it today. So continue to make your backstories. I want to see spreadsheets, at least within a couple days, if you guys can, of what your ideas for your characters are at this point in time. I think I've given enough information for the world building aspect that you guys can really build yourself out and make those happen. If you can't contact another player to be able to continue with your backstories, we'll just have to go into session 1 knowing that two people have different backstory ideas, so we're going to have to incorporate them somehow. So, with that being said, I will see you guys on the 2nd.
Nice.
Have a good night, guys.
Okay. Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And remember, you guys stay in here because I have to get you guys set up on the stream, so.
Oh, Mika!
Who left?
Mika!
Oh my god, Mika!
Oh my god. Alright. There's the basics. I'm going to be live again here in a little bit. We're going to be playing some Overwatch. I'd say give me about, 30-ish minutes. Maybe 45. I'll probably start around 8 o'clock. I got to get stuff set up in my, my stream before I start Overwatch up. So, I'll see you guys then. Have a good night, guys. See you guys on the 2nd.